Hello, 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 my friend, and welcome to today's episode of Angels Don't Lie. I'm your host, Jeannie Street, and today I'm super excited to bring you on a journey of what it would be like to be in a reading, in a one-on-one reading with me. I've spent my entire career standing in the veil, sharing God's messages. So the most important thing I can tell you from today's session is you're going to walk away with something that's meant for you. And this is what I know absolutely 100% to be true is when we gather in a reading and when people come on to share their departed loved ones with us in these messages, what happens is we all heal. There's going to be something that you're going to take away from this reading that's really going to touch your heart. I do want to put a little warning out there. If you have little ones, if you have a sensitivity to hearing about sexual trauma, there are some bigger readings here. So I just want to put that out there. We are going to be talking about trauma and abuse. So put your headphones on and definitely grab your journal so you can take away some of the yumminess that you're going to receive in these sessions from these very brave women who shared their stories with us. All right, my love, let's dive in. We're just going to go in as wherever God is bringing me. So my first thing I like to tell people is I'm a God-based medium, and I deliver messages that are meant for your highest and best good. That can be from your angels and departed loved ones as well. And I stay in that realm so we don't go into any predictions or anything that's low vibe. You can ask questions at any time. Since it's a two-way conversation, I do receive in my language and my vocabulary. And just in case something doesn't fit, we'll stay around that till it does. Do you understand?
Yeah, that sounds great. Thank you.
Perfect.
When she smiles at you, she'll say, angels don't lie. Angels don't lie. Angels don't lie. No, no, angels don't lie. Angels don't lie. No, no.
So the immediate energy that I get when I'm connecting is I get this little bit of stuff in my stomach, which like a little bit nervous, but I also feel like you're fast forward, you like go pretty fast in your energy. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
Perfect. And so they also show me that you have abilities as well to feel spirit, to feel the energy around you. So that feels very heightened at times.
That's true.
And also can kind of bring you into a little bit of confusion. And I have a woman figure, I want to say like a mother figure, but I don't know that she's your mom because she feels a little removed. Sometimes they can be removed just in the time that they passed or in the relationship, but I get a little bit of removing. Do you understand that?
I do. I mean, it could be my mom. She passed away when I was 23.
Okay, so that's probably what it is, because then it's just like when they give me the remove, sometimes I just want to make sure that I'm like not messing that up a little bit, because definitely around like that mother figure, really kind of nurturing. I also feel like her leaving was like just, I want to say detrimental to your health, to your well-being in a way. Like it just feel like it crushed you at the time. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. These are big words and a big description she's giving me. So it's just kind of that energy that lets me know that your life kind of stood still from that point. And then you kind of had to really work to come out of like a hole.
I think probably emotionally, yes.
Yeah. Right. So, yeah. And so what does that mean for us? It means that 26 is young to lose your mom and then to have to go through all of like life without her.
Yes.
She's also showing me like illness on board for her. Do you understand that?
Yes. Yeah. She died of cancer.
Yeah. So she's showing me like in the head and then just like in the body. And she's like, I don't want to get into too many of the details, but she just wants to give you that confirmation. Yeah. But her outpouring of love for you is like, it's so magnificent. Like she just surrounds you with all of this, love and energy and pink energy she's just showing around you. Do you understand that?
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah. And she said, that she's with her, but then there are times that you kind of like question and worry about it. She says, my daughter worries a lot. She worries a lot. And that's where your stomach kind of comes into that a little bit more acidic tone, because you tend to hold things very deeply, because you are very moved by energy, which is a beautiful thing. And she's like, that sometimes confuses because you want to push that away, because she says you're really also very intellectual and really smart. And so the two sometimes don't go well together. So it's like inside oil and water, she says.
Yes.
She said your true nature is your sensitive side. That's your true self. So you fight against yourself a teeny bit. She's making light of that. She says a lot. You fight against yourself. She said, if you lean more towards that natural side, the things that are challenging will actually get easier. But she says, she shows me a compartment, like you like to put things in files and like have to, like they want to make sense. So that's my sign when somebody micromanages energy. Mm-hmm. And there's definitely why we do that. There's a good thing because of that. We learn to do that because it feels safe. It feels good. Like we have control if we manage it. So she said that's what kind of actually causes you more problems, because in your mind, it's like, well, it has to be this, this, and this. But then in your body and the way your body flows, there's no room for that flexibility, that energy to move with. I love that you have the water behind you to move with the tide, because that's your true nature.
That makes sense, actually.
So what does that mean for you going forward from this place? Like your mom wanting to support you in being more free in your energy, so you have more, like, I want to say happiness and joy, like, because that's the most important thing at the end of the day. But I think there's some other things that are ahead of the happiness and joy. Maybe the productivity. What is that?
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, I think just focusing on my kids right now too, and making sure that they're on their right paths.
But if you are focused on inward, then they're going to be better. Like, this isn't about you. So externally, this is what energy sensitive people do, is we learn to read energy in the room when we're children, and then we adjust ourselves according to what we feel. And so with your children, now this is the habit. It's like, okay, if they're okay, then I'll be okay. And so you spend a lot of external energies, not just on them, but like making sure everything's okay. But inward, it's just like you're chasing a storm. Like it's never settled then.
That's true.
So if we settle inward with some really cool things like meditation and going outside, journaling. Your mom says you're a beautiful writer. She's like using your voice and singing, like chanting. What you're going to find is that peace is going to come, and then the kids are going to settle down. Like the chaos that comes, like I just feel like there's chaos that kind of follows, and that you're always like kind of like cleaning up from messes. And I don't know what that means exactly for you. It just feels like one thing to the next, one thing to the next.
Yes. Yeah.
So that settlement is just going to have everything start to be like, oh, as long as I'm good, I can move through it. And as long as I'm in this space, then God will answer me. Like everything will come to you instead of you going to it. It's kind of just like flipping it. I know. Sorry. She's like,
no, it totally makes sense. I mean, that's what I've been actually trying to work on, is changing that mindset a bit.
Yeah. And there's that word, that big word that we'll use a lot, is that trying word. And I have to catch myself too when I say it, because then I know I'm controlling energy.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, right. No, like this is a surrender. Like, so when we're in the trying, it's just that telltale sign that we've moved back into that energy of feeling outside to feel like we're safe, to adjust ourselves. So that's just how you can kind of catch and release. Your mom is just dotes all over you. And I feel like you've done a lot of hard work in your life, and you've done a lot of things on your own. She's like, my daughter is really, really strong. So I feel like you've been through quite a bit, like quite a bit of storm, she says.
Yes.
And
it's like, hard being strong. It's hard.
Yeah. Yes. But now what if it gets to be easy? She wants you to play with that. Like, what if? And she's like, I'm smelling chocolate chip cookies, and she's doing some food smells in front of me. I don't know why. I just feel like that's really important why she's just wafting that through.
Yeah, maybe for the kids, maybe the kiddos. I tried to do that. So when they come back from their fathers, to me, it's peaceful and happy and feels good. Yeah.
Right. So I love this. So I kind of said this to my daughter when she first separated. She was coming home from work and I'd be there with the kids. And then she's like, why are they off the road? Like she was coming in just so aggravated because she just wanted to get those nursing clothes off from being with COVID patients and stuff and get in the shower. And her kids just wanted to hug her. So it was like this nightly routine of chaos and nobody knew their place. Nobody had a settlement. And so I said, if you take time to maybe decompress on your way home, not just talk on the phone or, rush home to get the things done and get them in bed, like they're feeling your energy when you are in that space. So if you're really in it, in your body, if you're really calm, it's going to be like having warm cookies without you having to like make that next action. Sometimes it's like you put too much on yourself on your to-do list, like as if that's going to be the thing, but it's you're the thing. So if you're at peace, when they come in, they're going to feel warm, nurtured, and loved. And that chocolate chip cookie or that cooking is going to be the bonus of that.
Right.
But you're the sweetness. And it's not, your mom said the heart is over. Like, just like you can like bank on that. Like you don't have to be repeating the same like worry because you did the hard thing.
Okay.
Right. You understand that?
I do. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have any questions?
It's funny. I was thinking like I should come prepared with questions.
I kind of like that you didn't though, because that's not your typical. So congratulations.
Thanks.
Like, did everything touch with you? Is there something further that's coming up for you?
Yeah, I mean, it makes a lot of sense with my kids, right? They're 13, 15, and 17. So one getting ready to go to college and didn't fare so well over COVID and the other stuff that was going on. So I guess just guidance, for him or any blind sides for me that might be coming up. Just, I was, wanted to come in just with no questions, just to kind of see where the conversation went and see what guidance maybe or blind spots, not sides, blind spots that I might have that I'm not aware of or should focus on. Because I could see that with some of this, it's the pressure that I put on my almost 18-year-old, for example, for college and things like that, when I should back off and let him figure that out and let that be his worry. Yeah.
And then the most important thing that you can do for you is to pour more love inward, to see like those trauma responses, which sensitive souls like you who have gifts have. So that means like when you feel yourself feeling the energy or the emotion in the room, you're exiting yourself, you're abandoning yourself to read the energy so that you can come back in and micromanage it and adjust it. And so if you are able to be in your calm in your body first, you will find that it's not necessary to exit. Like you'll start feeling safe because you are. And that starts to really heal and change that trauma reaction.
Okay.
And this, by the way, is what we do like in my programs like this. We kind of focus on the things that work for healing. I love breath work for you. Breath work is a way to break through the habit of being in that logic mind all of the time and holding on tight and trying and controlling energy. And that makes us be really expansive in our gifts so that we can have that happiness be the first thing we feel when we wake up and when we step outside. And that's absolutely possible for you. And I know you have it. And I just want like more of that. Like your mom wants more of that for you.
Great. Thank you so much.
You're most welcome. I hope you have a beautiful day.
Thanks, you too. Take care.
All right. God bless, sweetheart. Bye-bye. So the first thing I was feeling, and they're bringing me right around it, is this sense of, and I have a male figure. So I feel like this is grandfather figure for you. Do you understand that?
Yes.
But I also have like a boy that shows up with him next to him. Do you understand that?
From in spirit, like a little boy.
Yep. A boy. Yep. I don't know if you had lost a child or somebody had lost a child, because he's showing me the lost boy. That's what he's referring to him.
Huh. Okay. I mean, I don't know.
It's okay. You could have miscarried or lost,
Right.
It could be a number of things. So he's just showing me this in order so you understand that he has the boy. He has him.
Okay.
Whatever that means for you. So he gives me this sense, and it was kind of what I was feeling when I first came on and saw you. It was like this sense of almost, I want to use the word abuse, of this energy that's like, it feels like it's weighing on you, and you keep trying to like keep yourself lifted, but there's more stuff that keeps coming at you. So it feels like you're not crazy. Like it's coming. It does seem like it's coming after, and it feels abusive. So do you understand that?
Yes. I feel like I was thinking that like maybe an hour ago, like this particular energy that I feel like I just drowned myself in, like when it hits me. And I've been trying to get out of it, and not to be funny, like some of the people that are involved now weren't there when I was a little girl, but it's the same energy as like from being a little girl.
Yeah. And so I just feel what's happening is it's just ready to be transmuted. And so it is reappearing. So again, I love that he's showing me like, you're not crazy. This isn't something that you're making up, but it's almost like presenting itself to show you like, wait, I can change my energy. Like I can start shifting this in order for that to stop. And healing trauma is a really big deal, I'm going to say, like, and I get it. Like you've had massive amounts of things at different points in your life.
Yes.
And I don't know if somebody's ever physically hurt you, like physical, but he's showing me it's the physical part that wants to erupt out because it doesn't make any sense. And it's almost like the experiences are becoming where they're physically affecting you, where it might not be somebody's physically hurting you, but it's feeling very similar and almost like, wait a minute, I felt that same way then.
Yes.
So so it's in the feeling, it's like in expressing that feeling. That's where I want to say like the magic, I want to say cure. It's the word he's giving me. And I just feel like it's a big word, so I know it's weighted, but it's like, that's what he's saying. Like you have to feel it all the way through, but you stop yourself.
I do.
So he's saying, if you can feel it all the way through to the end, that's it. It's like, that's the end. He said, and then it's done. So that's actually the cure. So what does it look like to like walk through that feeling the full way and letting herself have it?
I think saying it out loud.
Oh, there it is. Oh my gosh. I just heard like, say it out loud, like so loud. I love that.
Yeah, I think it is.
Wow. Wow.
I don't know. I was sexually abused my whole life, like from a little girl.
Yeah.
Teenager. So I've never said it. But there it goes.
Saying it out loud, and I have the chills like literally right now. I want to stay with it for a minute because like there's magic here, which is God coming in right now. Like it wasn't done to you. Like, yes, it happened to you. Yes, these things have been inappropriate. Yes, they are wrong, but it's not like it's against you. It's not like God put this thing on you so that it had to happen. So now we can kind of see, where is it for me? How do I turn this yuck into something that's creative, expressive, and beautiful?
Yeah.
They're bringing this book forward for you. Dr. Edith Eger, Eger, or Egar. It's called The Gift. And she survived the Holocaust. She's 94. Bangs, this woman, you have to watch some of her YouTube videos. I think it's the most incredible experience looking at her and listening to her, knowing what she lived with. And it kind of gives us this sense of hope, like, I could do it too. That could be my special pain. It doesn't have to like consume me, control me. And then how do I start to readjust my energy so I stop having those experiences, which is where you are right now. It's like you're ready not to have those experiences anymore.
Yes. Yeah, because well, and that's where I'm at. Like, I don't even want to be touched by anybody, like anybody. And it's not just that, like, just the sexual. It's like even the emotional part, like of, like, you know, where, you know, my mom denied it. And, you know, things were just like, I didn't have support.
Right. And have you been able to work with anyone to get this trauma out of your body at all?
No.
So this is the very first time you've ever said it out loud.
Yes.
I love you.
I love you too.
I really want you to know that I love you. And I want you to know that I see you and that you've held this for so long, girl.
Yes. Thank you.
I can only imagine like what that feels like to say it out loud and just to have it be like out of you.
It kind of feels a little free.
I'm wondering if a dance party's involved right now. Like, I almost feel like I want you to raise the roof and start like dancing it out and being like, this is ridiculous. And I want to move it and express it, because your feelings are everything, right? This dark shadow that's been holding you, and like it's had power over you.
Yes.
And now you're saying, no, you can't have the power anymore. No sexual abuse, no person, no man, no woman can have a power over you unless you give that permission, and you're saying no.
Yes.
What's your favorite song? That's what I want you to dance to. That's kind of what I want you to play. And I want you to, because it's fun to sing. And like when you're expressing, especially around your throat for you, which that's been an issue, right?
Yeah.
You say yes to things you don't really mean yes to.
All the time.
And then you also say no to things that will really serve you. You've been really good at like taking in and like doing things that serve you. But then there's a little bit of self-punishment piece. Like,
yes,
I don't deserve this, or how dare I spend money, and like blah, 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 blah. And
I shame myself.
right. Of course. Right. Because shame has had a name. It's been this. Yes. It's been this abuse.
Yes.
So really, they're showing me another powerful tool for you is actually just writing down like the incidents, writing down the names, and then saying them out loud and saying, God, I want to get to a forgiveness of this. I want to get to a release of this, because this will not have power over me. I think that was one of the things that I heard Dr. Edith say out loud. She was like, they could have my body, but they would never have my soul. And so she said it out loud. And she's like, there's two parts of us. There's this physical being, which is the part that does die. And then there's a soul, which is infinite. And that infinite part of you can never be touched and tarnished, because that's what belongs to God.
Yes.
It just can't. And so you're just reclaiming her. This is that goddess within, right?
Yes. That's what I've been trying to do like lately, is like when I feel it, just like I look for the light inside and then I like try to bring it out, you know, and it sustains me for a little while.
Yeah, it does. Yes. And you got to hold those little whiles. They get longer. They kind of stretch out more and more. Yeah. I also have a grandmother figure coming forward for you as well. Do you understand that?
Yes.
So I also feel like she turned a blind eye. And I also feel like she was a little abusive in her words, a little bit of like demeaning in her words towards you. Do you understand that?
Oh, yes. Yes.
So it's part of the whole story of what you were taught was normal, which is totally messed up. She said, it's totally messed up that I bought into that thing that this was normal. She goes, but it's not an excuse. But when you have trauma in your life and you live it, you see it passed on like, yeah, that's the normal. And a part of her knew it wasn't normal, but it just made it feel better for her and her body that other people were experiencing that shit too.
Yeah.
as if it was your fault, as if you could have dressed a certain way to make this happen or said a certain thing to make this happen. She said none of it was your fault ever. So here's your validation of what she's like, so sorry. She is so sorry with her. And there's not shame in heaven, but there's this like a full embodiment of, I am so acutely aware of what I did, and I apologize with all of my heart. And what they want for you is like this next, and this is like a new phase. It's like this, I want to say like second half of your life. This is going to be the blossoming stuff. This is when everything gets to be good. And yeah, like you're ready for that, and they're ready for you to have that. You have to do you first. Like you have to do you have to literally, like, this is what we are responsible for. Like, I do this to myself, but I want you to know I'm so human. Like, I think I can just keep helping and helping and helping and not fill my own cup, because it feels so good. It feels so good to be there for people, but then I fall and then I'm not good. And then I'm like, wait, I'm giving from this empty place, which isn't healthy for anyone. So I have to go for my walks. I've got to do my juice cleanses. I've got to not do any calls for a while. I have to come back to me. And it's not selfish. It's not bad, but I was taught that it was. And so I'm undoing that. I'm reparenting myself. I'm relearning some new habits that feel really, really good. And that's what you're doing.
Yes. I'm definitely trying.
Yeah. So that's like kind of like the more.
Okay.
All right. So this is huge and ginormous, and we just landed on a monumental thing for you.
Yes, I think so. I felt a big sense of, I can't even understand. Like there's still like sorrow aching in my heart, but I just feel like it doesn't feel empty anymore. I don't know how to say it. It's not lonely. I don't know.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Thank you.
God bless you, sweetheart.
God bless you.
Bye, honey.
Bye.
All right. Let's take a deep breath. So these beautiful souls that came to share their stories, to radically remind us of that love is available. And I want to remind you that love is available for you all of the time. And we can be in our body. We can surrender the control to just stay in that frequency of what feels good. That unconditional love that we experience when we get moved by a message, when we were brought to tears, that's a yummy nugget that we can have extend and start to fill the voids that we feel within. And this is what my Soul Shine group is really based on. It's based on receiving as much love as we can in those 60 minutes that we gather, that it carries us through until we meet again. So we meet twice a month. And these are a really deep dive connection where I'm channeling, I'm delivering a message from God. This can be a scripture piece, it can be a quote from a book, it can be something that's been laid upon my heart. And we also dive in with connections, whether that be to angels or departed loved ones or to our highest soul self. So there's support, which is so important, being held and held in unconditional love, which is really not the norm for our life. And then there's this gentle how to put this into action, how to implement it in the now. And raising our frequency is the most important thing that we can do to really live a soul-aligned life. This is where we find joy. But for so many of us who have a trauma in our background from our childhood, we can really get stuck in not feeling that love and not experiencing it because we keep re-experiencing the pain in one way, shape, or form. That can be through our thoughts. It can be just staying in the low frequency relationships. And then on it seems to continue. So a soul shine sounds like something that would burst your heart open. It will. If it sounds like something you want to try out, we have this really amazing way we do our program, which is it's a revolving door. Meaning there's no end to it, and there's no, like, you can leave at any time. So it is month by month, and you can come in, stay for as long as you need, as long as you're being filled up, and leave at any time with no strings attached. There's also a very supportive community. These women that are in this Soulshine group are incredible. They're generous of spirit, they're kind-hearted, compassionate, deep feelers, and energy sensitive souls who are from all walks of life. Nurses and preachers and therapists. They're amazing, just amazing, amazing women. And we also have a private Voxer chat that we communicate in between our sessions. So they share music, they share recipes, they just show up to extend that frequency and that unconditional love so that we are all elevating. So we're going to put the link in the show notes. If this sounds like for you, I definitely want you to come and hang out with me. If you have any questions about Soulshine, you can email me at jeannie@jeanniestreet.com, and I'm happy to connect with you. I really hope that you've enjoyed this episode and being in a one-on-one reading with me and my beautiful guest. And I hope that you have a really beautiful day. And you know what I know, because angels don't lie. God bless you.
You'll never worry or fear.